Reading self-help books doesn't actually make you self-improved, and there's a lot of people who think that it does. Some of the happiest people that I've met, some of the most successful people that I've met, have never picked up a self-help book in their life. They've never read into any philosophies, they've never picked up a self-help book. In fact, most of them don't even read books. And then on the other hand, we have people who are lost, people who don't really know what they want to do with their lives. They can quote 10 different philosophers. They can list the name of their top 3 self-help books, even their top 3 fantasy books. And for the most part, right, you might go on to learn something. You might even become smarter in the process. But a lot of people don't realize that information does not mean transformation. Information does not mean transformation. It's always application. Application equals transformation, and it will forever be application. And I say this because I used to fall into this trap myself. See, reading feels productive, but really and truly, it's no different than watching a podcast or listening to a podcast or even watching your favorite series. If you're not taking anything away from what you're reading and then applying it to your life, it's all pointless. I would go through about 5 self-help books thinking that it would help me on my path to self-development. And for the most part, they did end up helping me, only because I realized that application is transformation. But before I stepped into the mindset that information is transformation. And so I was reading these books, I was going through them thinking to myself, yeah, these are great books, and I agree with everything that they're saying. And then 2 weeks would pass, then I would think to myself, why hasn't my life changed despite me consuming all of this information? I had the same habits, the same excuses, and the same problems. And I was realizing that nothing was really helping me at all. So, of course, you become frustrated, you spend all this money, and you think to yourself that these things are a scam. But in reality, nothing is a scam. Nothing that you're handed is a scam. It's all about what you choose to do with it and how you make use of it. And for the most part, I didn't make use of it. I consumed wisdom and thought that that wisdom was just going to change my life automatically without me having to do any work. It's no different from watching a TV series, like I said earlier. Both TV series and books, they give you information. They make you feel a certain type of way. They extrapolate all the attention from you, and they don't automatically improve their lives. Those are the similarities between the two. The only difference is one feels more productive than the other, when in reality, it's not, unless you're applying what you've learned. I would read books on how to be disciplined and then do nothing disciplined. I would read books on how to be confident and then do nothing that required or that called for confidence. For example, going up and speaking to a girl. I wouldn't do that after reading a book on how to be confident, because I wasn't willing to apply the things that I'd learned. I wasn't. When it came down to it, I only cared about the theory and not the practical. And that's a major problem, because on paper, these things look really aesthetic, right? And you spend a lot of time wasting time entertaining yourself with all of these ideas on how you're going to become a better person without actually doing anything. And at that point, what's the difference between you reading a book and then once again you watching a TV series? There is none. Every time I finish reading something now, I always ask myself, what am I actually going to do with this? Not what inspired me, not what entertained me, not what caught my eye. What am I actually going to do with this? How can I apply the things that I've read about? Because as the saying often goes, right, your frequency is what you frequently see. So each and every single time you consume a TV show, a book, a series, whatever it may be, even a podcast, right, you should be leaving with insight before amazement. Insight changes behavior, whereas amazement just creates temporary excitement. And excitement is a fleeting feeling. It's always going to fade. That's why so many people, and I mean a lot of people, are addicted to self-development content, but then never actually change. Too many people are out there collecting knowledge like their trophies and never actually using it. I've had thousands upon thousands of people favorite my videos, and I guarantee you only a few of those people have taken what I've said and actually applied it to their life. It's the same with YouTube, really. I may have thousands of people thanking me for helping them, But I don't know how many of those people are actually going to show follow through on the things that I have said. And I hope that you can be one of them in today's video. I really do. Next time you consume a piece of media, whether it's books, the next time you consume a bit of information, whether it's a book, a podcast, a TV series, or a movie, make sure you find one lesson before you try and find entertainment. One idea and then one action that you can take immediately, because one applied lesson is worth more than 100 pages that you'll never use. So please keep that in mind. And if you guys did like today's video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I think I'm going to wrap things up here. And if you want to join the Kaizen Club, I'm going to leave a link down below in the description. I'd love to have absolutely all of you in there. All of you in there. In that community, we are focused on improving as a collective, discussing an array of topics and ideas, and I'd love to have as many of you in there as possible. So if you'd like to be a part of that, there'll be a link down below in the description as well as the comment section as well. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. God bless.